Favor is a currency in the spirit. Especially for those who have visions. What you need is not a domiciliary account. What you need is a favor account. You can have a domiciliary account that will be dry for 10 years. Have favor. What will make or move a man to leave his relatives to help you is not the color of your skin. There are two major things favor will do for you. One, it will make men submit to you. And number two, it will make resources gravitate in your direction. The Bible said God gave favor to the Israelites. That was all he needed to give them before they left Egypt. And he said they spoiled the Egyptians. People came to give them gold. They don't know why. Somebody came to my house today to give a Rolex. She said she will give it next week. But she couldn't sleep. She couldn't rest. That thing, that oil, that perfume made it impossible for her. She will roll. When she couldn't sleep again, she said, I'll give it now. I'll give it now. Where are you? It's like she lost her sleep. And if I tell you how many things have come to me this year only, some people have not received it in 10 years. It's not because I'm a pastor. It's because I have favor. But one of the ways you provoke this element of favor is by fasting. A man who fasts is like aromating himself. When you come out, something will happen to you. Let me read you a scripture so I don't overstretch it. Esther chapter 4 verse 16. Now, in those days in Shushan, the king is so big, he had over 120 provinces. Those were the days when if a king wants to celebrate birthday, the birthday of a king is for 3 months. They will celebrate from one province to another. By the time they go around the whole provinces, birthday would have been 3 months in celebration. And so because of the things the king has to attend to, even if you are his wife, if he doesn't call you into the court and you enter, you'll be beheaded. That was the law of the land. And then there was a manipulation to destroy Israel. And somebody needed to see the king before the time of the verdict that was given. And so the only thing you would need in order to break those protocols will be favor. But these people were wise. And this is what the young maiden said. Esther 4 verse 16. He said to Mordecai to tell the Israelites, he said, go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan. He said, fast ye for me, neither eat nor drink for 3 days or 3 nights. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go into the king, which is not according to the law. And he said, if I perish, I will perish. Because if you violate that law, you will perish. But she was trying to provoke something that will authorize her to break protocols. Now go to chapter 4, verse 1. 5, verse 1. And see what happened. Somebody wants to deliberately break protocols. What kind of audacity is that? You see why when a believer is complaining, the angels are wondering, have you read the Bible? Have you not seen the things that happened before you came? How can you say people hate you? How can you say you are not favored? See, some people think the reason your message is accepted is because it's on every platform. They now pay and put it on every platform. Nobody will now click. You don't know spirit. Some people think the reason your message will be heard is because of the intelligent exegesis. And so they are explaining Bible with Bible, scripture with scripture. If they want to explain one thing, they use 24 scriptures. And they are explaining it. And when you finish, nobody will look at it. The reason men will have your time in this busy world is because favor will stop them. The reason men will give you attention is because something will be on you that will make it impossible for them to neglect you. The maiden knew this. And so she deliberately wanted to break. See, power is beautiful when it doesn't happen by fluke. When you can make it happen. You can make it. You know what to do to make it happen. That was the demonstration of the excellency of the spirit that was revealed here. That somebody tells you, you are finished. And you say, no, I'm not. I'm not because I trust anything, but I know what to do. Somebody tells you, you will be kicked out. And you tell yourself, I can never be kicked out. Not me. And you know what to do. And you do it and get the result. Such was the demonstration that this queen showcased here. He said, now it came to pass on the third day, the moment fasting was over. He said that Esther put on her royal apparel. Are you seeing something? She put on fasting before she put on royal apparel. Some people are putting on royal apparels without fasting. You are going for the job interview, you wore a suit, ironed your shirt, and everything was fitted. The moment you enter, the person who is interviewing you will say, Kai, if I employ this person, he will kick me out of this office. And even though you qualify, he will reject you. The suit that looks excellent will be the reason why you will not be employed. Because you have put on the royal apparel without putting on fasting. You bring a proposal and they now read it and say, my God, so this kind of thing is possible. They will say, get back to us. They will go and change the title of that proposal and turn it to their You don't know this word. You don't know this word. They will turn the proposal to their own and tell you, you know, we can't fund that project. After 2 months, you will now see your project with another name flying. Is this not my project? Yes, it's your project, but they bought it over. He said, now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on the royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. Go forward. He said, and it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained. This is why she fasted. He said, when the king saw her, she obtained favor in the sight of the king. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near, and the king touched the top of the scepter on her. Now, this favor is not English. Oh. See the impact. Hear what the king said. It is foolishness to utter such things. But when favor is at work, men actually become foolish. He said, the king said unto her, what will thou, Queen Esther? That is, what do you want me to do for you? And what is thy request? She has not asked. He said, it will be given thee even up to half of my kingdom. A man is not just willing to give you a gift. He wants to divide his kingdom. If you want to be a co-king with me, I will give it to you. What did she do? She fasted. You'll see why you have spoken the whole English for 2 hours. They say, okay, wait outside, we'll get back to you. And you have been waiting for 7 months. Because you didn't add fasting to your oratory. You only came with lingo. Thank God for Queen's English, but spirits don't hear it. How can a king tell you, I will give you up to half of my kingdom if you ask? What did you come with? I came with favor. How did you generate it? I generated it through fasting. And so when you are fasting, instead of being mindful of time, be mindful of favor. When that fasting begins to affect you, tell yourself, I'm submerged in favor. I'm submerged. Favor is beginning to rise on my inside. And when you step out from that fasting altar, you become audacious because you know you have done something. And that thing you have done has an implication. That implication is a provoker of favor. You see why believers are defeated. They are not doing the things that are available to them. You now fast in January for 21 days. You exhaust the favor you generated in February. Meanwhile, your warfare began in April. By the time battle starts, favor has finished. Don't your perfume finish? Do you buy one perfume and use it for 10 years? No matter how powerful. And so if you want favor to be constant, you will keep fasting constant. This is what believers don't know. They are just quoting scriptures. It's not every scripture you quote. Somebody will now come and see this and say, because Esther had favor, I had favor. Do you have 3 days dry fast? This thing was provoked. Romans 15:4 said the things that were written aforetime, they were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope. So next time before you go to see the senator, take a 3 days fast. Don't just throw there with your diary. Don't throw there with your proposal. Go there with fasting. That's why we teach like this. To teach you how to dominate life. Next time, before you open your shop and start the business for the year, put 7 days fast. So that when you open that door, even when your billboard is not working, the angels will invite them. Because it's not everybody that will seek you through advert. Some will not know why they came. If you ask them, they'll tell you, I don't know. A brother walked into this place the other time and we said, what happened? He said he doesn't know. He was just walking and he came in. You can't depend on all you are doing to succeed. You need something supernatural added to what you are doing. And so there are some physical activities that have spiritual implications. And so if you want to go ahead in life, instead of doing only the physical activities with physical implication, add physical activities that have spiritual implications. The Bible said when Aaron and Hur held the hand of Moses, Joshua was winning. That's a physical activity with spiritual implication. The same way, fasting is a physical activity with spiritual implication. Too many persons are dry of favor. They have the best of ideas, but there's no favor in their lives. And so the people that should help them are asleep. They gave us the land, 1.5 hectares in Uye. Estimated to worth at least 1.8 billion. And then we said, okay, because we can't pack in quick, let's build a 2,000-seater auditorium first so that we can move in and then we'll start our project. And somebody's thrown to look at the land. This is the land that was given to you. What do you say you want to do? I say, we want to build a 7,000-seater auditorium. But because of our time, we want to do 2,000 first. And he said, okay, I'll get my people, we'll build it in 2 weeks. That's not the testimony. We will build it in 2 weeks. You know the cost? It's more than 200 million. As if that's not enough. As he now came, let's see the land so that we can bring stuffs to the field. Bulldozers are. He now saw 2 hectares by the side. He said, about this one? I said to her, we don't know who owns it. He said, okay, I will call now. Let's find out the owner, so we'll add it. When they say fast, it's not story. So my work is not to carry cement. My work is to fast. And so when I'm fasting, angels are walking. And I told my friend, I said, I don't know what God is telling him, but God should keep talking. You don't know how this realm is controlled. You don't know. You don't know. You went and sat down and copied a CV from the owner of Microsoft. That CV is excellent, but it will take something more than the intelligence of the CV for the CV to be approved.